So I've always either wanted to do a singing poem or a poem in a chair. So I'm not going to sing, so this is my poem in a chair.
And now we want to go.
I have another show to go, so I'll sing too. Me and Rainy. So this poem is called One Man's Trash. I'm gonna try not to cry. So, you know, it's a serious poem. These walls are thin, but still thick enough to keep you out. Held up by a force like wiltering petals on a dying sunflower, your voice has no home in my head, in my heart, has no space in your hands, because they are overflowing with the heartbeats of many other lost lives that you've stolen, because they weren't as brave as I was. Like sunshine after a hurricane and bright twinkling stars on the cusp of an eclipse, I refuse to be defined by you. My name will not be belittled by your self-conscious efforts to control my identity. You are less than a man to me than you were yesterday and those many other days that you left me, swimming in my own rain puddles that clean the floor like wet dewdrops on the sand's morning of a new day. I clung to you like wet cotton on freshly washed flesh, and day in and day out, you let me down, but still I rise. I won't let your words defeat me or let the space in which your presence used to lay haunt me. Battered but not broken, I will venture out into these cracked and beaten streets, guideless and lost, blind as dry fingertips to the first touch of Braille's curves. But I won't go in silence. Oh no, not I. You will hear me roaring from the mountaintops of California's high streets and the dusty peaks of Chicago's skylines. My curves will be the outlines to the start and the ending of every one of your nightmares and daydreams. And don't you let me hear you begging for me to return, because that's just a house of emotion just waiting to be burned down. I have grown to love being mistreated and abused. You have taught me to love the sound of your footsteps against the cold wooden floor. Thump, pump, tap, tap, thump, pump, tap. But those were the sounds of you walking away from me, never really coming back. So I'm going to take that piece of me that you left to dry outside on the lines, next to the other piece of me that loved you too much to push you away, because one man's trash was once my prized possession.